So for starters, I want to say thank you very much for the invitation I have today to be here with each and every one of you. To be considered someone who's going to inspire the others, well, for me, it's a privilege to be here amongst all of you. I know we have lots of activities, lots of things going on. In order to set the thermometer, my rate of speech is quite fast. So I just ask if it's too fast, let me know so I can slow down. And it's okay, just give me a nod of head, you can look at me with your eyes, this way here.
Take it easy.
And I will, there you go. Take it easy. And I will be more than happy to slow down, yes? This is natural. It's not because it's made up, not because I like to talk fast or speak fast, but well, naturally I normally speak fast, okay? So, today we're going to be briefly giving some ideas about breaking barriers with digital portfolios, mainly talking about Mahara. Mainly talking about Mahara, and that's the idea to get some ideas that we got going on. But before I get here, give me some ideas about what do we mean by innovation. I know these talks have been quite interesting these last couple of weeks, these last few months. We're talking about innovation from different perspectives. Basically, we're talking about changing things inside the classroom. We're coming up with new ideas, and we're coming up with many different things. When I talk about innovation, once again, talks about many different aspects as well. Sometimes, when we say the word innovate, people, they get afraid. It's not for me. I'm not ready yet. Let me get permission. I need to ask. Let me check and see if it's okay. And that's not the idea. You see? Innovation comes in two different types. I said entirely new ideas. Because once again, we always have new ideas. Wow, you know what? I can do this. I never thought about that before. It makes sense. It's good. Let's try it, etc. We have lots of new ideas. We can look around the spaces that we have here. For example, just looking at the space that we're sitting in now, I remember a year ago and how we have changed this space right here. Well, once again, if we can look at this as innovative practices as well. Taking advantage of resources that we already have, taking advantage of the spaces that we have, but now we're going to be looking at it from a different perspective so that we can do new things, we can create, etc. But today we're going to be looking at reworking what we call an old idea that we had before, reworking an old idea, or the transferring or embedding of existing ideas to a new setting. So today I'm going to focus not on a new idea, because what I have for you today corresponds to different types of activities that I've already exploited and things of that nature. So we're going to look at old ideas and about transferring some things. But before I get into those old ideas, I like this one to share this particular quote with you right here. Innovative classrooms, they don't wait for problems to appear to them. They actively seek out problems in the classroom, in their learning, as well as in the world. I like this, why? Because most of the time, we as professors, we as professionals, we usually wait for something really terrible or bad to happen. And when something terrible bad happens, oh my goodness, I need to change. I need to figure out a new way of doing things. So the guy is that we do not have to wait for problems to appear. The idea is we can look at opportunities based on what we're doing every single day in order to make, I should say, life better, if you want to call it like that. So with that in mind, I'm going to give you guys some ideas about innovation at work and why we were here today. We're going to be talking. The goal here today is to share some ideas what you guys want to share. Because like I said again, yes, I am innovating in terms of the things that I have to do. You are also innovating what you got going on. But the idea is that I think this space is mainly for us to share ideas and figure out how we can actually do things a bit better, a bit different, so we can all move on in that particular instance. So, I initially had a problem. The problem here corresponds to the University of Cambridge. We were doing things in the graduate programs in the department, and things we were doing, well, it was a bit old-fashioned. I did not have to change, keep that in mind, but we decided that we need to do something different, you see? Basically what we had to do was put together portfolios. As part of the graduate programs that we organized, our students are required to establish a portfolio after 2 years, a teaching portfolio. Evidence that they have progressed, evidence that they have transformed their teaching practices. We go and visit classes, we observe each and every one of our students in their classrooms. It doesn't matter where they are, we go for the ones that are here on campus, fair enough? So as a result, what did I do years ago? For years, we shipped in boxes, very expensive. We sent away to the UK. We waited for someone to open them. We would send 20 boxes. You can imagine the cost. Out of the 20 boxes, maybe 8 showed up. Jermaine, what happened to the others? So I have to wait. The boxes, what do they have? Portfolios of our students organizing, getting things together. Talking about their last 2 years of being in the program here at the University of La Sabana. But since it's an international component, it's an international program, they also want to touch, to check, and make sure things are going well. So I talked with my team and I realized that we have to do something else because 1, it's very costly, 2, it's time consuming, and 3, it's just old fashioned. Let's try something different. So we came up with a solution, and that solution is about Mahara. And we're going to talk to you today, really briefly, about how Mahara, things that we have here at the university, I didn't know about at the time, we could also take advantage of in this particular moment to do something totally different. So, as you can see, we moved from Mahara to our own Unisavana digital platform in order to organize with the same organization. So, how did that work? For starters, we talked about what we call a bottom-up approach. A bottom-up approach means that it starts from you. I don't have to wait for my boss, my coordinator, director, the decano, somebody says, hi, can you do this please? No. The idea is this is an entire bottom-up approach coming from people like you and me, because we want to see change. We want to make a difference inside the classroom. So I said, well, let me give it a try. I called over to CTA, and I said, hi, can you help me out? I think I talked to Oscar at the time, I talked to Jimmy, and then they put me in touch with Miguel. And I said, Miguel, how are you? My name is Jermaine McDougall. I am responsible for 2 graduate programs. I need some help. I want to make a change in one of my programs. Do you have something? A few minutes we can talk? I came over, talked to Miguel. I liked the idea. I went back to my team. I said, I need you to go and talk to Miguel a little bit more. And so as we talked to Miguel, Miguel told us, what? Why don't you try Mahara? Mahara is an excellent opportunity for you to do what you need to get done. We have already tried Virtual Savannah. We were not happy with the results. We were looking to buy third-party software to do the same thing. But I said, you know what? Let's give it a try. In addition to that, we set up a team to lead the change. After we set a team up to lead the change, we had a team of 3 individuals at the beginning, not the entire staff. 3 people who were interested, who were motivated, and who were convinced that this is what they needed to do. Fair enough? After that, we trained the teachers. Here they're called ISIL tutors. And these tutors were trained on how to use Mahara through Miguel, through CTA, through all of the other normal channels that we have here at the university. Once again, I was not aware, but until I asked, I would have never known that we could have done all of this here today. After training them, my teachers trained the students because they need to get trained on how to use the platform, how to get organized and get lots of things done. After that, my same trained teachers here, we trained the University of Cambridge, the University of Cambridge, international, I should say, evaluators. Because they, once again, they evaluate my program twice a year. They come to visit me twice a year to make sure that what I am doing in the classroom, what I send in the portfolios, is actually taking place. They also come to visit the classrooms. And so I visit classes, and they also visit classes. The idea is that it's a very long, timely processes, but we trained them as well. And then, in 2014, finally, the idea was accepted. Well, it sounds easy, but it really wasn't, you see? So, this is what we have now, in the sense that this is what we have now. This is, in a few minutes, I'll give you some ideas about what it looks like now in the platform, so we'll give you some ideas. But what do we have? At the beginning, we said no. They told me no, Jermaine, it cannot be done. And I said, but come on, you guys, think about it. You know, I'll give you the platform. No. What if I changed? No. I tried every angle, and we were trying for about a year and a half to do something different, and the response was no. This is the way we do it.
From Cambridge.
No one from Cambridge. Not possible. This is the way we run our business around the world. We're not going to change for you because you want to cut costs. Okay, fair enough. I said because, it's not going to make or break me, but I want to do something different, and I believe we can. One, the program is the only program in the world that has a teacher professional development program, international, built into a master's degree. The only one in the world, and it's also another crazy innovative idea that we started years ago. And so the idea is we wanted to have a plus, but I didn't realize that plus would give me all the extras that I have in that particular instance. So the idea was don't take no for answer, and we continue with, because my team, we also said no. Colleagues, they said not possible. My senior staff members, they said, forget it, not the idea, I'm not interested, we can't do it. So what do we do? 2013 came up with the no, we couldn't do it. Cambridge said no, my teachers, they said no, too much work, too many things to do, it's going to make cancel el tiempo, yeah. The students, because they also have to be retrained on how to do things. And they also were not keen on the idea. They said, I need to graduate, I don't have enough time. I work, I'm a mommy, I'm a daddy, I study, I only have the weekends, can I help me please? No. So, we moved on. 2014, we convinced them, we had a transition plan. Little by little, we picked not the entire group, but we selected a few keen individuals that were excited about trying to help us out with the process. We did it, we turned it on Mahara. We started to train the teachers in 2014. We also trained the teachers, the students. We created videos, created tutorials, all with the help of Miguel, and also the team here from CTA to get things situated, etc. Because once again, teamwork, I can't do it. I have an idea, but I cannot do it by myself. So the idea started with how can we make things different? And by trying to make things different that already worked, you see, it had already worked, we made many different connections. We started to network, we started to do things, and voila, we had some other ideas. By now, in 2018, you say, but you did it only for a semester, Jermaine. No, it's very active. It was accepted. The only time that Cambridge had allowed it, a university or a program, to do something online. In case you didn't know, they're very old-fashioned. They like to touch and feel the paper. They enjoy receiving the big boxes to check, you see? And so very old-fashioned, you see? So it was, once again, changing the mindset of an organization that have hundreds of years of doing something the same exact way, you see? In that particular sense, it's part of the process now. It's every day. We use it on a daily basis. The students, they get accustomed to it. They don't realize that we used to do it a different way. So it's part of what they do now. It's normal. Today we have created 96 different portfolios. And we have more than 3,800 products that have been submitted to that portfolio in a different instance. Every student submits approximately 38 to 44 products within a 2-year period.
What kind of products?
What kind of products? Very good. Lesson plans, lesson observations, reflective type activities. I am a better teacher, I need to change, I need to organize, methodology, assignments, method, didactics, etc. And so in a few minutes I will show you the types of activities. There are many different types of activities, but on average, every student that goes through my program here on campus does, just for these classes, 38 to 44, 30 to 45 different types of products. Okay? And with that in mind, well, change starts with you. Don't be afraid to innovate is what I want to leave the message here. Innovation is not something that's far away. Innovation does not mean that I have to get permission, nor do I need to have a lot of money in my pocket. Innovation comes from an idea that you may have, a spark, that you would like to try out, you see? And that's the idea. What else can I tell you? This is what the program looks like now. As you can see right here, starting in 2014, and there's with 2018 too, correct? What happens is that Pilar is from, these are my international evaluators that are assigned from Cambridge. Since we live in this geographical area, they have people that are trained. So they send these people. So Pilar is from Peru. Simon is a Brit that lives in Mexico. David Shepard lives in Brazil. Simon again, there's Orlando who lives in Mexico, and then Orlando has been coming his last year and a half. So it took us time to what? Teach them, because they also did not want to change. Cambridge in the UK gave me the permission. They gave us the platform, not the platform, they allowed us to exchange ideas, to trade them. However, I had to also go again and convince these people that this is what you need to get done. So it was easier for them, user-friendly. The videos were very useful. They also thought, wow, I didn't realize we could do things this way. Yes, you can, and etc., etc. So it was a good experience. This is an example of what the portfolio looks like. So every one of the students, there's the logo of the program. We talk about Leonardo. He has his little short biodata. So we have language tasks. These are the tasks that they have to present. There's what we call language tasks. They're mark sheet, and so they have several different language tasks. We have what we call methodology assignment, okay? And we have several different methodology and etc. So you have many different assignments as well. What else? There's another student, you see? They upload, they personalize the page, personalize their space, okay? The language tasks, methodology assignments, etc. There's the task, there's your feedback, and these are actual products that they do. These products are repeated and repeated and repeated again until they get it right. This is the final products that they have here, okay? And so there's several that we have here. What else can I tell you? Here's, for example, a list of all the students that are enrolled in the program. This is the home page of the program, the home page. And we have here, once again, all the information they need to consult for that cohort. Every cohort is different. And so they have their own space, their own page that we can get organized in that particular instance. But that's not the only thing. We have to also innovate in other different ways, other opportunities and other things that we've got going on. We've talked about Skype for Business, and we also talk about OneNote. Because once again, we need to also innovate with what? The communication. There's so many different communication channels that we have nowadays, so many things going on. But like I said again, how can I stay in touch with who? My students. I have communication channels for my teachers, my professors, but I also have communication channels for my students. I am also a teacher, you see? So I do teach lots of hours as well, and I get organized, but I have a very large administrative load. So I have to figure out how can I combine both in order for my students to be satisfactory in class. So with that in mind, tutoring interacting after class with Skype for Business. Skype for Business is one of the opportunities that we have here as a result of our program, our license that we have with Microsoft. Fair enough? There are so many other options that we can use, but I always try to see what can I use here at the university? What can I use here that's going to be beneficial for me? What can I use here that I can optimize the resources that I have? So Skype for Business has started out dealing with graduate students, both online as well as the ones that come here to campus. There are no real office hours. Our students in the graduate programs, they show up on Fridays and they stay here all day Saturday with me, correct? There's Sunday, they may have doubts. Who are they going to talk to? There's Monday or Tuesday, they're trying to figure out, can I call Jermaine? Can I call Kelmo? What can I do? You see? Doubts, communication after the real-time sessions. They're all over Colombia, so there is no barrier as to, well, el trancón, I can't get here, the traffic jam, etc. Alright? This is real. I use this a lot. It's an extension similar to my WhatsApp, if you want to call it like that. But it's my WhatsApp for students. WhatsApp is my personal phone number. I have an office number that I give to my students, but when I'm at home, Saturday afternoon, well, that office number is usually turned off. Fair enough? Because I need to take a break. But
what
here,
happened with the Blackboard for our?
Yes, Blackboard is there also. We use Blackboard for the program. So Blackboard is used for us to provide tutoring from time to time. Blackboard we have had difficulties because it's very, very heavy. But the new version, I said we have had. So the new version, like she said, the new version we have adopted, and we are using the new versions in both programs. You see? However, Blackboard is not as easy as sending a text message here. Blackboard is great. I use it, fair enough, a lot. I use it for procesos de selection, filming. I also use it for meetings. I use it to deal with students. It's going to take me a bit more time. I have time to set up. But this is on the go. Communication on the go. Como esto. Yeah? So, what happens is we have real-time communication. Talk, it's a chat session. We also collaborate. We can send the URL invites. I can find you. Where do I go, teacher? So, we organize ourselves ahead of time. And it's been working well. The PowerPoints, they're uploaded if I need to talk with them right then and there. My students are teachers in the graduate programs, so which means they teach like me all day, most of the time, correct? So when do they get a few minutes? At the break, at lunch, maybe on the bus, etc. So these are opportunities that we can exchange ideas, but briefly, you see? This is not for 45, well, we can do 45 minutes, but the goal here, this is for brief, quick to the minute opportunities for them to solve problems so they can continue and do things for my class, okay? Once again, the phone calls, oftentimes, because my program is 100% in English, they often take them a bit longer to type as fast as I am. So there's the option to make a call, but not to of course my cell phone rings, my tablet rings, as well as my laptop. But I am talking through Skype Empresarial, business Skype. The quality is fine, the internet connection is great, most of the time here on campus, anywhere. And even when I got home, I still have an awesome connection. So once again, I can talk to them for 2 minutes, for 3 minutes, for 5 minutes to make a point, and we move on. You see? What happens here is that these are activities we can tag. Can you talk to me? Estoy en un consejo. Sorry, Daniel, I can't talk now. I'll talk to you in 2 hours. Listo, profe. In 2 hours, they usually call me back. Or they will send me a message here. How do I do? How can? When? Could you help me with? And if I have time, you see, in the meeting, if I have time, I will send, okay, yes, tomorrow, 5 o'clock, we talk later, and that's all they need to know. Because lots of times they're stressed, my graduate students, when they leave campus, because they don't know what to do. They think, hi, but I only have a little bit of time to talk to Jermaine, or talk to Brenda, or talk to Laura, but these are opportunities that I'm sharing with my graduate team in order to extend the communication outside the class to ensure that we have success. throughout, you see? Opportunities with PowerPoints. How do I work with? So we work together. How can I help you? We load up and we go through the PowerPoint like in Blackboard, like I would do in the opportunity. But I can do it all from the touch of my cell phone or my tablet, depending on where I'm at. And like I said again, it's quick, it's fast, and it's natural for them. You see? Once they know how to use it, it becomes natural, and they look for me there. I have tried this now for the last year and a half, 3 semesters. And it has become much more popular, much more successful, and well, they're enjoying life in that particular instance, you see? So as you can see, lots of things we can do with this particular tool, Skype for Business. We look for opportunities to do what? Use the tools that we have here so we can have success inside the classrooms. To finish up and to leave you with some ideas, because the goal here is not just for me to talk about all these really cool ideas, which work for me. I'm sure they can work for you as well. But the idea is to leave a few things for us to reflect on and figure out how we can, once again, move forward in these particular activities. For example, innovation and creativity doesn't have to be a lessening of standards. Lots of times people think that what? Sorry, I can't. I need to change the program. I need to do something else. The idea is that we're not going to lower the quality, the standard of quality. Very good. I need to bring together the range of professional knowledges and partnerships where we're all seen to be equal. Here is an opportunity for us to merge our professional knowledge to figure out what's the best route to take. Things that we can do inside our classroom. Risk analysis. Innovation requires risk analysis as well as discipline. You have to be able to take a risk. Is it going to work? I don't know. It's a 50-50 chance. You see? But we have to be willing in order to do these types of things. If we're not willing, well, like I said again, we continue doing the same things over and over and over again. What else? Educational institutions need to be at an acceptable level before the freedom to innovate. Here in Savannah, we are very much so, as you said, ready to innovate. Like I said again, this is an opportunity for us. There are lots of institutions that they are not interested, I should say, in us innovating. They're not interested in us changing what's already working. Here at University of Savannah, yes, we are interested. And so the sky's the limit. So our institution, we do have, I should say, the attitude as well as the level of freedom in order to make this a reality. Test things out, not just pilot. Learn from trying things out on behalf of the profession of you. Do it, it's okay. Play with it for a little bit. If it works well, you can maybe tell her. And if she likes it, she may tell him, and we all can start to do it. The idea is that we try to get in this frame of formalism, that, well, if I don't get the permission, if they don't tell me, if I don't have the budget, I can't. We usually stay between the same things. The goal here, my invitation here is not for us to, it's for us to think outside of the box, but realize that you are the one that make a difference. You are the one that's going to actually try, change, and to get some things done. So, in closing, how can you use your expertise to contribute to the outcomes desired for students as well as the teaching profession? You see, what can you do from your point of view? Looking at what you do on a daily basis, what can you do? And in addition to that, I even give you 2 questions. We always talk about good or best practices, right? And if I'm talking about good or best practices, my question is, what is working? That's what we do now. What happens at another university? What happens when we do benchmarking? What happens at another institution, another hospital, another clinic, another school? Or if you want to do something else in terms of a next practice, you come up with your own practice. What's the question? What could work, but more powerfully, more effectively? And so with that in mind, the idea is, my invitation for you is to invite you to once again start doing what? Let's start creating and innovating in that particular instance. Thank you so much, and hopefully the space that we had today was useful, was productive, and well, I'm all ears.
Motivating.
Yeah. I get the 20 minutes?
You really talk fast.
I did, yeah.
Oh, we were able to catch it.
Yeah, no problem. I talk too much.
Super, really fast.
So, based on some of the ideas that we talked about, give me some ideas. What do you think? Like I said, go ahead.
This is totally inspiring. Can you please go back to the slide where the definition of innovation is?
Sure. It's faster if I just do it like this.
What's the second?
So that's a great slide with great concepts there, because sometimes we used to think that innovation necessarily means technology or necessarily means something ultra modern, and it's not always the case. So the reworking an old idea is perfect. And also there is a nice concept that we can apply here that is called positive deviance.
Okay.
I don't know if you have heard of it. So one example for that happened in Vietnam. So some American scientists were hired by the Vietnamese government to fix a problem of malnourishment, undernutrition of 80% of the kids in Vietnam were malnourished. So they started making nutritional assessment, they started making diets, they started providing nutritional supplements, and that didn't work. The level of malnourishment didn't decrease. So they realized at some point that if there was an 80% of affected kids, there was also a 20% of healthy kids. So they started to see why they were healthy. And they found that they used to eat some algas. Everyone ate those algae, and those 20%, the parents catch some crustaceans, little shrimps that they found in the lakes or the rivers, and they cooked that with the algae, and those kids were eating that, and they were healthy, they were well nourished, and they didn't have the problem of the other 80% of the kids in that country. So what they just did was taking these families to teach the other families how they found their food source, how to cook it, and how to eat it. And then that became a systematic program in all Vietnam, and the malnourishment rate decreased to more than 60%. And that was a solution that was there for centuries, for a long time. It was in their own house, it was like right there, and no one realized, not even themselves. So the real geniuses here were in the same community. Those people that were doing something different, and that's a kind of innovation. It was an old solution that was there. It was very easy. It was low cost, and that was there. And my second comment goes in the sense that I totally see an application of this in the Faculty of Medicine, because we are working in a curricular reform. And our students will have to have a log record of all of the activities they do during their medical school. So the number of procedures, the number of surgical interventions that they get in to help, the number of procedures that they do by themselves, with or without supervision, and a lot of things that need to be measured, that need to be actually with numbers. And this is a great way for them to do that, because we are thinking of making a portfolio, and we're actually thinking on the old books. This is perfect. This is here. I have used Mahara in the past for the semillero in the research group. But this is perfect for our curricular reform, so I'm gonna transfer this knowledge and this idea to my program director and the dean, because this is totally practical, useful. Is here, is no cost.
None whatsoever. No, the good thing about this is systematic.
Real record of what they do.
You can put as many records as you want. You can, you can once again make the spaces a lot longer, etc. These are some of the candidates here, and you click on their work, figure out what's going on. Everyone has a similar structure. You set up a structure, and they pretty much fill in the blanks, and they get things organized.
So they upload files there.
They upload everything. Everything here is uploaded.
But also teachers can upload their feedbacks.
Exactly. And so here it says feedback. Right here it says mark sheet, final version. That's my teachers. Providing them with feedback on the particular task. And so we have rubrics, we have lots of other things we got going on. So we have the process very standardized, because it's an international program, and they require me to have certain things. So as you can see here, mark sheet, final version, the task, the final version, mark sheet version 2, task sheet version 2. So as you can see, every student has an opportunity, as we said, on average, it's anywhere from 35 to 45 approx items that they produce over a 2-year period. If Kimmel tries and it's not well, the program requires me to do it again and again and again and again until Kimmel reaches the desired level at the international level that I want. If Kimmel does not reach the level, he continues it. He will never get that international certification until he reaches the level. Which is why some students, they have 35 to 40, even 50. Others, they may have 20, 25 on average. But the idea is that this is a professional development program where I need to transform, not change. I'm not interested in change. I need to transform their teaching practices. By transforming those teaching practices, I have to go through a series of activities and things of that nature. So yeah, this I think would work great for what you guys got doing in medicine and the logs that you need to maintain and organize, etc. But it's good. And the process took us 1 semester. Between the trainings, between the videos that we created, the videos were, some were here, made with CTA, some were made within the department, but videos, we had a script, screenshots, organized, click 1, click 2, and if someone that does not live here, work in our environment, and they're able to go through the entire process without any difficulties, I'm sure we can do it as well. You see? Absolutely.
And how long did it take to do the structure?
No, everything was 1 semester. Yeah, I was ready. I was very, how should I say, aggressive. You see? Intense. I call it intense. I call it aggressive. Yeah? No, both. I talked with Miguel, and we went back and forth. We sampled some of the ideas. I had a team, and then I stopped. I said, okay, this is you guys. It can be done. Yes, it can be. How long will it take? It depends on you. Okay, I need you to meet with him every week. 1 day a week. They met with Miguel and 2 or 3 people. They came out with a design. They showed me the layout. At the end, I like it. Yeah, I like it. Go for it. The rest of the teachers got involved, and we introduced it to the students. And once the students were able to do it, we did a little mini pilot with them. Then I told Cambridge that yes, it can be done. This is the proof. This is the evidence. Give me an opportunity. And they said, okay, but, and so we gave them a password. They have access to our platform. So we created a profile for them. They have it. They get in. They check it. They organize it. They get the feedback, upload, download, and they're like, wow, this can be done. Really, I didn't know. Thank you. You see, so it can be done.
And what have the teachers said about the use of the platform?
Okay, in the beginning, it was a painful process because they had to learn something different. Not because it required a lot more work. The work corresponds to the student, not the teacher. The teacher has to respond.
I think that actually decreases the work.
It does. Well,
eventually.
The mindset is something new, I have to change. Something new I didn't know before. Something new I have to learn. It's good. I don't have time for it.
Yeah, time is
You see? Excuse. Time is excuse. However, it was we had a sit down, we worked it out, we hashed it out, and they were in agreement, and we moved forward. And the attitude changed after we did a small sample of it can be done. Look, see, okay, wow, let's do it, and we did. No, they're great with it. Yeah.
Tell us about the moment when Cambridge turned from a no to a yes.
Yeah, we went back and forth. Usually it's by emails because they don't answer phones much. So lots of email communication. Emails can take a week or 2 weeks to be responded. Keep in mind it's the entire world. And so at that time, they took time to respond. So they did not like because that's not what they have in terms of their standards. So I gave them a proposal, they said no. I gave them another proposal, they said no. So I said, let's do it. Who cares? I'll do it. I don't mind signing a contract.
What were the arguments to say no?
Okay, no, because they don't want to change. They don't want to change. So they said, no, we're not interested in something new.
We've been doing this for centuries. We do
so
that
why
for every
change?
country in the world. Why this is
Why are we going to change for you?
Colombia.
It's something that works for them.
Exactly. And so I
Yeah,
said,
that's
why
the
don't we do
problem.
this?
When something works, you think
It
there's
works.
nothing else to do.
There you go. Like you said,
Yeah.
it's already working, so I don't need to change. We don't have to wait for a problem. There you go. Again, we don't need to wait for a problem in order for change to take place. We eventually
Did you have to go
showed them
there
the evidence. No, all online. We had a couple of Skypes.
Okay.
We used Skype several times, and we also used Blackboard, collaborate several times to communicate with them. And then once we came to terms, we showed them held their hand. We went through the entire process. Click enter. Now you try. Okay, it works. Now you try. Okay, it works. Wow. You have the same exact thing, but instead of a box, that I have to send every 6 months, you have it here online. You can expedite. And I sold all of the benefits, not the negative things, the benefits.
Right.
Expedite the process. It's really fast. It's going to help you, do things a lot better. You can cut down on all the space, the boxes, the space, because they keep them. They don't send them back to me. And so the space. And so I worked with them, and they said, "Wow, okay, let's do it. Let's try it. Let's try it with one small group, and let's see what happens." And I said, "Okay, one small group."
So
And that was a test group. And with that small group, we tried it with one individual. She lives here in the region. She's an older generation, anti-technology, Her name is Pilar Ferraros. Anti-technology. I had met her in another scenario in Peru, and I was giving a talk on what we're doing in the department about using social media. And,
Who was elected there as the
she was a part of the
They
board.
selected
She
her.
was a part of the board, the directors to select. And so when I arrived to Peru, she asked me to come, and we had a little private with her and a few other of the, I should say, older generation. And they wanted to. It's like the British Council, but in Peru. The British Council doesn't exist anymore in Peru. So they represent the British Council. And I had to convince them that I wasn't going to convince their teachers to start using technologies in the classroom, because they were anti-technology. So when she came here, and she saw me, and she said, "Aren't you the?" I said, "Yeah, I'm the same guy." Oops. Well, I was told that I have to use this new platform. So what do I have to do? And so she came here, and we did. Yes. Well, she had to, but there was no choice. There was no choice. So I showed her how it could be done. She did it, as you can see, only once. She did the first one, and she didn't do it anymore. She didn't accept because the agendas, que no me canse tiempos, I can't go back to Colombia, but she didn't. The other, Simon, was a Mexican. He's a British. He's also Brit, English, and well, he was not keen on the idea, but he was trying to do something very similar for the same program to change. I said, let's work together. If I can convince them that this works, you can convince them that your new idea is also going to work. Because we're trying to videotape the classrooms instead of going to each one of the classrooms. Very time consuming. Yes. So I said, let's work together. So he was all excited, and as you can see, he came back to Colombia several times. 1, 2, and 3. There 3 times. Because he was interested in making a change worldwide as well. You see? And the others, well, they got on
And
board.
that's a model that is worth replicating.
Yeah, it's a model that's being replicated in other centers around the world.
Is
Other
there?
centers, yes. Using other digital, they're
Their own
permitted now.
digital-
They're permitted. They're allowed to now. Before they weren't. So now you can use Mahara or you can use whatever you want, but
they are
it's okay. They're open. Their ideas, their
Wow.
way of thinking now is open. So it's a change. Yeah. Cool.
And it's been running successfully for 3 semesters. What's next?
Oh, 2014. That's
Great,
right.
great question.
Time to innovate again. No.
What's next? No. There are many different things in the what's next. OneNote, which is not here, looking at revolutionizing, trying to organize the way we take notes inside the classroom. As you know, the majority of our students, they have no clue how to take notes. They jot things down. They don't like because they don't know how. That's half the battle. Half the battle is knowing. See? So there's always that, uy, es que no me interesa, es terrible, but they don't know. Yeah? So half the battle is getting into that. So we're sampling OneNote. Like I said again, my goal is to optimize majority of the resources that we have in our campus. That's my first goal as an administrator, to make sure we can use them well. If I can't, I let the people over there know that it's not working well. They give me a new solution. That's the idea. And they are very keen on that. And we do lots of piloting in the department. Lots of piloting of new tools, new things, lots of things. Yeah. But we're moving forward. But
I was just.
no, but we are. Is it true? Yeah, we are. We're sampling social media as well, in order as a replacement for virtual salon. As a complement, I should say replacement, a complement. Yeah, complement. So it's work, but it's working.
Complement each other.
They complement each other. Once again, it's real-time communication. Our students are changing, so we also need to change how we can, I should say what, cater to the teaching and learning process a bit better. Because the way we're doing now is we're imposing lots of things on them, and when you impose, the results are not the same. When you include, and you become a part of their world and learning, well, you get a lot more success.
If it involved.
There you go. Inclusion. It's totally on board.
Okay, thank you
All
so
right.
much.
Well, talk about time.
Great job.
Questions, comments? No? Good? All right. Hopefully my English was okay.